law, solfege. We're just gonna call it solfege today. And as Audrey shared, yeah, there is a distinction between a subject like artist study or Shakespeare versus music or folk dancing, because it is more of a skill based subject. So it does look a little bit different. Our narrations definitely don't look like the narrations that we do in Shakespeare artist study. So just know that before we begin that it is a little bit different since it is more of a skill-based subject. So I'm going to start off by reading some inspiring quotes. Music training is a more potent instrument than any other because rhythm and melody find their way into the secret places of the soul on which they mightily fasten imparting grace. Plato. Our aim in education is to give a full life. We owe it to them to initiate an immense number of interests. Mason. So in music, we want to set an atmosphere that encourages children to sing for God's glory, but also because music is a deep delight to the soul. And I personally believe that an education is incomplete without music. I think that just as Mason is sharing, we want to give our children that full life. I think when we give our children music, it is a part of giving them that full life. So what is solfege? If you are like me, even though I grew up learning music and being trained in music, even wanting to have a career in music, I had never heard of solfege. So solfege is a musical training method that is actually centuries old. Solfege is a method of sight singing in which the solfege names and symbols do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do are assigned to notes. It is a method of ear training as well. So I'm just going to walk through with you guys how to do a solfege music lesson. So number one, start by asking the students, what did we do in last week's music lesson? So this gives the children, this is an important step. I've noticed that even in my own time restrictions, there's been temptations to skip this step. But I have to remember that this step is truly important because it gives the children a chance to narrate at the beginning of class. Since, yeah, we've read a zillion times if you've been in our book club that education is the science of relations. We want children to make a relationship with the things that they are learning. And so asking this question at the beginning of class gives them an opportunity to continue to make that connection in their brain of what are we learning and build a relationship with it. Number two, vocal warm-up. So this can totally be teacher dependent, skill dependent. It can be as simple as following a ball with your voice, making animal sounds with high and low pitches, especially for younger children, or humming and doing lip trills with the piano. Number three, present the day's lesson, the captain idea. So as Audrey said, you're kind of giving them an idea of what are we going to do today. Number four, have the children participate in whatever the main lesson is teaching. Since it is a skill-based subject, we always want to have participation. Number five, encourage the children to practice at home whatever musical skill or term was taught during class. This gives the children an opportunity to continue to build a relationship with whatever was taught. This is also a practical form of narration by having them go home and doing it themselves. So I usually tell them, like, whatever we did in that day's class, you know, okay, like if you're in your room or you can do this with a sibling, practice this exercise that we did. So that is a basic outline of how to do a solfege music lesson. So now you guys are gonna become my students, and I'm gonna walk through how to do but demonstrate how to do a solfege music lesson. So we're gonna do a lesson together. Obviously, we did not do a lesson last week together, so I'm not gonna ask you guys that question of what did we do last week, but just note that that is a very important step. So we're gonna jump straight into our warm-up. So I like to remind the children, I forgot I need to stand up for the beginning of the warm-up. So I like to remind the children that this right here, this organ, our vocal cords, is not the only part of our instrument, But it is so true in music that in singing, our whole body makes up our whole instrument. And so every beginning of class, we stretch to get our whole instrument ready for use. So we're gonna stretch together, so everyone get on your feet. I'm sorry if I'm talking to you like you're a 6 or 7 year old, so just give me some grace. But we're gonna touch the sky. Woo! And we're gonna touch our toes. And just slowly as you can. Slowly come up, your head being the last thing to come up. All right, and you're gonna nod your head yes, and you're gonna shake your head no, and you're gonna nod your head yes, and you're gonna shake your head no, and then just get all your wiggles out, all your energy, your 7-year-old energy, just get all that out. Okay, now we're gonna begin our vocal part of the warm-up. So, you do need to stand. I get to sit, you guys have. So what we're gonna do is I'm going to play a 5-note scale on the piano. So this is what a 5-note scale sounds like if you've never heard it before. And then we're gonna go back down. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna hum. So can everyone hum for me? Wonderful. So we're gonna hum along to the notes on the piano, okay? So it's gonna sound a little bit like this. You're gonna hear a break, and we're gonna go again, okay? So you guys are gonna hum along with me, all right? That's gonna be part of our vocal warm-up. So we're gonna begin, all right. I will just go ahead and jump into the captain idea, the main lesson. So for today, we're going to learn some syllables, and we're going to sing those syllables together on the piano. So I'm going to sing, and then you guys are going to sing after me, kind of like you're going to be my echo, okay? So we're going to learn these syllables. I'm sure you've heard them before, but do, re, mi, fa, sol. We're going to learn those 5 syllables today on the piano, okay? You're going to be my echo. You're going to sing after me, all right? Do, re, mi. Do, re, mi. Mi, re, do. Mi, re, do. Do, re, mi. Do, re, mi. Mi, re, do. Mi, re, do. Do, mi, so. Do, mi, so. So, mi, do. So, mi, do. Do, mi, so. syllables. So this is our hand sign for do. It's basically like a fist turned to the side. So we're gonna do the hand sign together and we're gonna sing do. All right, you guys ready? Do. Can you guys do it with me? Do. Wonderful. Let's do it again. Do. All right, since you guys are in my adult class, I'm gonna move a little faster. So we're gonna learn the next hand sign today, all right? So this is re. So can you guys do re? So let's do do, re. All right, ready? And do, re. Good, wow, you're saying the notes. Do, re. Wonderful. Do, re. All right, I'm gonna play do, re, and you guys do the hand signs. All right, here we go. Do, re. Let's do a little pattern. Do, do, re, re, do. Do, re, re, do. Wonderful. All right, so now I'm going to end the lesson. So I'm going to tell you guys what to do at home. So I want you guys to practice these hand signs and these syllables at home. You can practice them with your siblings. You can practice them with your mom or dad. You can sing them and do the hand signs together. Okay? Now you guys can go on to your art study. That's the next class after music. But that is, yeah, how you do it. So let me guys know, do you guys have any questions about all that?
I have a different question. I hope that's okay.
Yes.
I'm wondering if you would be willing to remind the parents, like kind of what you did, just because I think it's like the first class, and I think it does get, like, I know my kids love your class, but I think they don't practice because I'm like preparing my lesson, or I don't know what's going on, and then I feel like they miss out on that. I'm sure they're like delighted to practice at home.
Yeah, that's great. I never want it to be a burden, but if you feel like that would be helpful, I would love to send out reminders.
Yeah, just even like, I mean, it could be, I don't want it to be like, oh, I need to write 5 paragraphs of what we did, but just like have the kids remind you, like practice their do and re hand signals.
Yeah.
Like that would
That's
be
great.
fine. Totally
That's
fine.
great.
Yeah.
That's great, Natalie. I'll write that down.
Okay.
Thank you.
I don't want to add more to what you're doing, but
No, but I think
one
that's
sentence.
I think that's lovely because I do want the children to practice it at home.
Yeah.
I'm noticing that they're not always doing it. So yeah, I think that is really helpful to have the parents support in that.
I think Judah has come home and he's like, Dad, I'm going to show you what we did today in our music lesson. I'm like, okay, tell me. He's like, I'm like, okay, that sounds great.
That's great. That's really great.
Okay, maybe this is a good time to connect. How does that connect me back to God and worship?
You're talking about music?
Mm-hmm.
Specifically music?
Uh-huh.
I personally...
Maybe music, or maybe like, even, we didn't do it with artist study, but how does it connect us back to worship?
For me, and it could be experiential, you know, like, because everyone experiences every subject differently. But for me, I just feel like, wow, like God has given us voices to sing, and there's a whole book, you know, the Psalms, where David sang these Psalms to the Lord, cried out to the Lord. And so I just feel like if God didn't want us to sing, why would he give us these voices to sing? And so many scriptures of make a joyful noise, or even like, in Zephaniah, like he dances over you, he sings over you. So I think for me, that's what leads me to worship, is that God created us to sing for him, and I think also for our joy and pleasure, because everything done for him is full of joy and pleasure. So that is my personal experience of how that leads me to worship, but I think everyone's experience could be different.
And how is this lesson part of that?
I think because we're teaching children how to sing. I think that oftentimes people have the notion that, oh, you have to like have a gift to sing or do music. You have to be musically inclined, when I feel that really more than anything, music is a skill, that if you learn it, you can do it. And I think just like in sports, of course, you're gonna have those few athletes that are very talented. In music, you're going to have certain children that it's more natural to them. But I think just like any sport or anything in life, a lot of it is skill-based. And so I think that by giving children the skill to sing, to use their voices to sing for God, you're giving them the opportunity to be worship leaders, to lead a house church of worship, to lead, maybe if they're a part of a traditional church, to lead that in worship. You're giving them tools to be able to exercise that.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
That's good. That's great. Thanks, Liz. That's helpful.
I think I could ask the same question, like how did you feel in that music time?
Yeah.
Like,
You can ask me.
you know, what? I don't think we have time to ask it. But I
Should I
think
get the
it's a good kind of check of like, did I enjoy using, you know, the voice that God gave me? Or was I afraid? Or what engagement was there?
Should I end that video? Are we still going on this music topic?
No, we're good.